Yeah, Alexis, you're back.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
Yeah, actually, Bill, just on, I never got to ask. When you get to, let's say you're taking a down payment off someone, you know, you get through it and you're like, okay, give me $50, you know, down payment, whatever.
Yeah.
And they go to put their card in, and then the bank actually blocks the card. Like, how do you get around that? Like, how do you and they haven't got another card on them? How can you get them to, you know, commit to a down payment there and then on the call? That happened to me with the guy who's the contract issue. He was willing to put a down payment in of 10%, and his bank blocked the card. And that was the only bank he used, so I didn't know how to actually get around it.
What you could do is you could send a link to him and he could do it himself. Sometimes it's your IP address that obviously flags it.
That's what I did do.
Yeah. Did he pay it?
No. I sent him the link and then it flagged, and then yeah, I just said, okay, let's book it for Friday because I didn't know how to get around that.
Did you try and do it yourself and then it blocked, or you?
No. I gave him the link. I sent it to him in Zoom.
Interesting. Normally, it's the IP address that stops people from moving forward with things.
Unless it was because I opened it on my laptop first, then sent him the link.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Sorry.
I'm not sure. Maybe do you have two different ways that you can take payments? So you have a PayPal or something like that?
No, that's the only one we have. Well, we have. Yeah, we guess that's the main one we use.
That's interesting. That's what I would do.
So just get a second payment method, yeah.
Yeah, or you could take his bank details and just have that as a commitment. He's obviously clearly committed if he's giving you his card. Obviously, it's just the logistics that obviously fucked it. I wouldn't be too worried, to be quite honest. If you're only taking $50, it's not going to make or break the bank.
No, well, in this case, it would have been 580.
Okay, cool. So if you're going to be here and I'm going to coach and I'm going to train you guys for free, you got to put your camera on. That's the first thing. Some of you guys I've never met before, so nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Let's wait a couple of more minutes and we're going to get started. Who here has a script ready to go? If you don't have your script here, you shouldn't be here. Who here has a script that they can literally pop up on their screen right now and I can see it and I can rebuild it? Just to let you know, guys, if I do this for anybody, it costs them $2 a pop an hour. So I'm doing it for you for free. So hopefully that is appreciated, which is a nice thing. I like to wrap up my Fridays with giving away. Let's wait a couple more minutes because there's some people trying to get in. Who here is full-time in sales? Is everybody full-time here in sales? Yeah. What are you selling? Come off mute, let me know. Mary Sadiq, I love your hair. What do you sell? What do you
Thanks,
do?
Bill. Yeah, I'm not in sales. I actually run my own solar company, but because I just started, I'm the one that is selling that ticket.
Fantastic. Good.
Yeah.
So solar. Leon, what do you sell, buddy? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, I've got a fitness studio in Dunstable in Luton. So just fitness, good old-fashioned fitness.
Good old-fashioned fitness. I started off in fitness, so I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, fitness is awesome. Cool. Trip, what do you sell, buddy?
I'm in between offers right now. I'll be starting a new offer in hopefully the last week of April. I was doing some stuff with affiliate marketing. So I have, that's the old one available. I'm hoping to learn how to make a good one for my new one through this.
Why did the one with the affiliate marketing not work? What happened?
It was my training. It was an offer that I wasn't selling. Went through a training process, so I have that. So this next offer will be my first placement where it's actually a real offer. But this is an offer I guess somebody was using and allowed us to train with.
Good. Interesting. Yeah. Mommy has a baby. Hope not. Hope not. Okay, mommy has a baby. Great. I can't. That's what happens when you get a tree. 1 second. Sorry. What happens when you get a tree? What's wrong? What happened?
Mommy has a baby.
Mommy has a baby.
Mommy has a
What's your daddy doing? Is daddy working? What are all those people? Say hello. Wave. Go that way, quick, go on. See ya. I'm coming down there. Come on, quick. Please, on the phone then. So what happens when you do things live? You end up babysitting. Okay, cool. What I want to do, Leon, let's get a script going, buddy. Pop it up. Let's have a look, and let's get stuck into it. Fitness is things I do inside out, all the way around. Okay, Mario, Thomas, Francine, Tone. You got to get a camera on, guys, or else I'm going to kick you out. If you don't get a camera on, guys, you're gone. Francine, oh, there we go, popped up. Yeah, Tone, you got to get a camera on, buddy, or else you're out. Mario, the exact same thing. Thomas, the exact same thing. You got about 10 seconds. Leon, send over your script to me, buddy, and I can pop it up on the screen and I can go.
Oh, okay. Just a quick one. How do you want me to send it over? Is it just
send
like
it
a
in the chat there? Yeah, just send it in the chat.
oh, in chat? Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Cool.
Wait, there goes Tone. Who else is another camera? Everyone else has a camera. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Who else has a script ready to go? If you have a script ready to go, send it in the chat, guys. Baloney, you got to get a camera on, my friend. If you don't, I got to send you out. Who has a script, guys, ready to go? Nobody? Shit.
That's definitely
I have one. I can
my
share
problem.
that.
I don't have a
Someone better
script.
share now, or else we're going to shut it all down, guys. Someone give you a script and I'll show you exactly where you're going wrong and what's going on.
I think that's where I'm going wrong is I don't have a script. So
Shit, how do you not have a script?
because I don't, and I will, and I do now, right? I have to create one.
Yeah. Are you selling? You make sales?
For me, I'm, I talk to people and then get to where I want to go, but clearly that's not working
Why do you think it's not working?
because I don't have a script, because I'm not counting, I'm not measuring.
It's not,
I'm not.
scripts are not like the be all end. It's just having a process that ultimately,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think what I'm responding to is I don't have anything written. If I was having a conversation with you, I would choose, I would make decisions as I was talking. So
I know, but if you don't know how to repeat good, how can you repeat it? If you don't have a process in place where you know what I'm doing is working, then it's very hard to repeat it. That's the sad reality, unfortunately.
right.
Cool. Okay, who's got a script? I don't know what Leon.
I'm trying to share over chat, but it says too long to
Send it
share.
over. Let's have a look.
All right.
Come on,
I'm
Faith.
sending over messenger, all right?
All right, come on, then, let's have. That's the problem, guys. Some of you guys gotta get prepared.
Mhm.
Do you want me to role play it at all, or it says it's a little bit long on the message? I could role play it quickly if you want.
Can I have a Google link? Where's your? Do you want to share your screen? Show me what you got.
Oh, do you want me to role play it?
No.
Oh, sorry. I thought you-
You should all have a Google link, guys. You all should have a Google link to your script. Like this. Look, basically, Faze just sent over a Google link. I'm going to request access to it on my work email. He's going to go away and give me access, and then pick it up. So go, Faze, go and accept it, and then pop up.
Hey, Bill, can I ask a quick question just on the pitch part? I was like kind of going over what you had, and you mentioned like you know, talk about getting them XYZ result like in the first part of the process, and then you can
Mhm.
go talk about weekly coaching, for example, and then kind of accountability like at the end. But on that first pillar, like if our process is like get them more leads and more sales and help them with like, you know, assets to do their program, should that all be like kind of lumped together in the first part, or do you still break them all apart into 3 different pillars and then like insert aspects of the program like coaching or the training that's going to get them the result?
I don't even know what you just said, but I just have a whole lot of everything and I don't know.
Gotcha.
What was the question?
The question is like, I have a 3-part pillar framework to get them the result. And I'm just trying to understand, do I separate each 3 of those and just attach aspects of the program, whether it's coaching or training to get each of them?
Yeah.
Or do I kind of like lump it all in the first step? And then the second part, I just talk about coaching and accountability. That's my biggest question.
Okay, cool. So here's what I would do. First thing is marketing. Second thing is some element of the sales structure that's going to get that person bought in. And the third thing is how do you consistently do it on a weekly, monthly basis? So it's going to be marketing, sales, and fulfillment. That's your pitch. That's ultimately your pillars.
Marketing, sales, and fulfillment. Okay.
That's it. That's what all you guys, if I sell fitness, I sell nutrition, I sell training, and I sell accountability. If I sell marketing services, I sell marketing, I sell sales processes, and I sell accountability. If I sell sales training, I sell objection handling, I sell accountability, I sell role plays, I sell scripting, I sell structures. So like you gotta figure out what does the person actually need, want, and desire. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. I don't know why this is all different colors, but anyway, let's change that. Let's not. Parenthesize text. Notes for you. Intro. Hey, name. This is Faceless YouTube Automation. How are you? Awesome. Rude asked me, is this an outbound script?
No, it's for inbound. Actually, it's for outbound. Actually, for the
Is it
leads
outbound
that
or inbound?
it's to call the people that didn't opt in or didn't book a call after going through the ad.
So it's outbound.
Yeah.
Okay. So Fred asked me to give you a quick call. You registered for his training and booked the presentation for time and date. Did you get a chance to watch that entire video? You know more about the program. So yes, what did you like most about the training information so far? Love that. Was really eager for us to speak today. I'll start off by sharing with you intention of today's call. Okay, you've just called this person out of the blue, right?
Can you repeat that?
You've just called this person out of the blue, so they weren't expecting your call.
They were expecting. No, yeah, they weren't expecting our call actually.
Yeah, so you're outbound. They're not expecting your call. That's the
Yeah.
first thing they don't understand. Okay, when you start out by giving someone a framework when they didn't ask for it, then you're just going to lose it.
Gotcha.
So I would take all this out. Yeah. What you want to do is you want to, and I just did this with my outbound guy. You got to do something that combines you together. What is it that person did and I do that ultimately combined us together, that ultimately has put us in the same position, in the same room? Think about it.
All right.
It wasn't like a statement, it was a question.
It was a question.
Yeah.
I didn't got it.
What is that person done and what do I do that has combined us together that we have a relationship?
So basically, this our ad on Facebook. It's like a short 2-3 minute VSL. And
Yeah.
after the VSL, they click on VSL, they get on our funnel in which they have a short training of
I
20
understand
minutes.
that, but they don't know that they're in the funnel. That's what I'm saying. So it's not the funnel aspect. The reason why they've clicked on that is because they want what you've given. So that's why you make the conversation about it. You make the conversation based on something that they've done. So instead of saying I'm gonna give you a frame for an outbound call that I never asked you to call me because you're gonna piss people off the minute you say that. What you are going to replace all of this with is you're just going to ask them based on what was it that they ultimately wanted out of going through the video that they were looking for.
Gotcha.
Because that gets them back into the position of why they even clicked on your ad in the first place, which is the whole concept of marketing.
Right.
So that makes sense. So your head is spinning there. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? So they've done something, which is what you've given them, which is an ad. They've clicked on the ad. If I give them, I'll start off by sharing my intention for today's call. I never asked you for a call. You just randomly called me. So you've given me a frame when I've never asked you to give me a frame or a call. You're going to piss people off when you do that. So instead of doing that, you just basically ask the person, can I ask, when you obviously went through our video, what was it that stuck out for you in the first place? Well, I just really liked how you handled the think about it objection. That's what we do. Okay, cool. Can I ask, and do you constantly get to think about an objection in your own sales career? Yeah. What do you sell actually, by the way? Now we're in an engaged conversation, aren't we?
Yeah,
See the difference?
exactly.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense for all you guys? When you're doing outbound, guys, you got to make it relative to what that person's already done. Because if you don't, they're going to get lost. If they're going to do something like this, they're going to say, hey, so sorry, I'm just driving here. Hey, so sorry, I'm just going to the gym. Hey, so sorry, I'm just getting the kids in the car. Hey, so sorry, I'm just cooking dinner. Hey, so sorry, I'm just caught up from work. Can you give me a call back? How often do you hear that, buddy? Don't nod your head at me, buddy. How often do you hear that? Phase, this is your script, buddy. How often do you hear that?
Oftenly actually. Because I don't actually follow this all. The way I do this is I outbound call them and just try to see what really attracted their attention towards the ad that they click that. And
Okay,
after that,
where does this come from then? What's this script then?
this is the actually official script that they give us to use.
So why did you give me an official script if you don't use it?
I use it, but not completely. That's the thing.
Okay, so what don't you use then?
Because I know some of the parts won't work completely, just like you said before.
I know that, but like, is it just because I said it to you that it won't work, or is that because that's what you don't do?
Can you repeat that? I wasn't able to hear you.
Doesn't matter. Okay, does that make sense of what I've just gone through?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat it for one more time?
No, we're okay. All right, that's that one done. Okay, we're spinning our wheels, buddy. You can't hear me and I can't hear you. Okay, who else got a script? I'm going to show you what's going on. Who here's got a script where they're struggling with how to build a gap in terms of future pace? Future pace, ideal lifestyle, X, Y, and Z. Stephen Grant, so good at Bill asked about the problem and got them to do that they need help so fast. Okay, good. Well, let's have a look at Mario. Let's see what Mario's got. Does that make sense though, guys? In terms of what we just gone through, in terms of how you link that person back into the thoughts of why you even done anything in the first place? Because if you don't, and you're just randomly ringing somebody and then you're setting a frame, you're gone already. Hands up here likes cold calls. Anybody like a cold call? No? Imagine you jumped on a cold call and someone said to you, hey, I'm just going to tell you what we're going to do today. And you're like, hold on a second, what the hell are you even talking about? I don't even know who you are. How many of you would have hit the red button? So that's why Phase is getting those red buttons. Let's have a look at this. Okay, let's have a look. Sales scripts. Who's this? Mario? Is this yours, Mario?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
give
pretty much
everyone a
use.
context of what you sell and how you sell it, buddy, just so we know.
So I'm an athletic therapist. We're a trainer in the US. And
Awesome.
so it's a physiotherapy clinic. And our Facebook ads are, variety of different body parts. So we're selling a plan of care.
Awesome.
Most of the people we talk to have done the physio or chiro route. So they're looking for something different.
Yeah.
Or sometimes the objections could be, well, look, I've tried a lot of things. How are you different?
Okay.
So this is the kind of script I kind of use with my other sales agents.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, if you scroll down, there's like an actual like word for word. It'll be highlighted.
Right.
It's kind of like the real script.
This it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Where do you build a gap? Like, this is where you are, this is where you want to go. Where's that built here?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Okay, so on the left-hand side, I'm in pain. I'm in a problem. I'm in a concern. I'm not making money. My back is broke. My fucking tire just blew out of my car. On the right-hand side, this is what you want. This is what it's going to make you feel like. This is what you're going to have. This is what you're building towards. How do you have those distinguishing parts here? Where is it here? If you have it, of course, or if any.
So it's basically showing empathy to their situation and trying to come up with a plan of care for them, to try and convince them, well, trying something different will probably likely help your goals. So we have to figure out what their goal is. Do they want to return to work, return to a sport? Get rid of the
idea is like, hands up here would just give everyone a good understanding of what you do again.
So I'm selling a plan of care for someone to reach, to go back to their goal. which is it could be a lifestyle, you know, out of pain. Let's say pain is causing a lot of impatience in life, a lot of stress.
Yeah,
So
cool.
it's getting them out of pain, because in the end, it's the goal is not to get out of pain, it's to find something deeper than the pain. So
The goal is to not get out of pain.
well, you have to ask more questions, right? Than just telling them, okay, well, we're gonna get rid of your pain. It's like, okay, we're getting rid of your pain to do X and Y.
Okay,
So,
we're getting rid of your pain so you can go back snowboarding or whatever it may be.
yeah, that's it. So the goal is to go back snowboarding. That's
Yeah,
the
okay, cool. Okay, cool. So people come to me, like, just to give you guys an understanding of how you build a gap and a goal. People come to me because they want to make more sales. The symptom of not making more sales is they're not making enough money. Yeah. People come to you, Mario, because they want to get rid of pain, because they want to do something that the pain is preventing them from doing. Does everyone understand that so far? Yeah. Okay, cool. So the thing about this here, guys, right, is we got to portray that in a sense of, yes, you're in pain, Mario, but what do you want to do when you're not in pain that you may not be able to do right now? Makes sense? Yeah.
Yep.
So let's look at that. Where would you be able to go? Let's read it. Hello, this is Mike. Hi, Mike. How are you? I'm still having a lot of. Who's L?
That's the lead.
All right. Okay. L is lead. Okay, that makes sense because it's just right there in front of me. Lead is Mike. Admin is Mario. Hi, Mark. This is Mario from X. You filled out our shoulder pain webform on Facebook about a month ago. This is a courtesy call to check on you to see how your shoulder has been doing, or as first this other problem. What I would say instead of all this, buddy, I would say you filled out our shoulder pain form on Facebook about a month ago. Now, what I want to do today is just kind of give you a quick call just to kind of see, have you actually fixed your shoulder problem, or you're kind of still experiencing it? What is that person going to say?
Usually they'll say, no, I'm still having pain.
Yeah. So what I've just done is I've just brought them all the way back to the first day that they actually filled out the form. And then it just reintroduces the pain problem. Yeah. Now you're here. You say, sorry to hear that, Mike. Well, look, I just wanted to put in a quick call because I oversee the clinic here, and I just try to make an effort to actually get back in touch with every individual who filled out the form. I like that. Shows that you actually care, which you do, obviously. Out of curiosity, how did you injure your shoulder? I wouldn't necessarily go there, okay, because I don't want them to validate why their shoulder is sore. What I want to do is how long it's been going on, because what's going to be more, how do you create urgency? There's two ways you create urgency, guys: time and money. Okay, time that the person has been in pain is a massive urgency. Yeah, so I would ask, can I ask how long you've kind of felt the pain in your shoulder? Now you're going to bring them back to what? Fuck, I've been feeling this for 3 years. 3 years, wow. That's a long time. What have you actually done in the 3 years to try and solve this problem? Then he's going to tell you all the storage reasons and excuses of why you can't solve the problem. Yeah. Ooh, and what are you having difficulties doing at the moment? Very good question. Why? Because it brings me back to today. It brings me back to obviously the problems that you have today and why you can't actually do it. Yeah. Oof, oh, I know how you feel. It's the worst feeling not being able to sleep properly or thinking that this is sorry. Before moving, not being able to play your sports, would say to say that return to hockey, improving your sleep would be the highest priorities. I wouldn't necessarily say that. The reason I wouldn't say that is because you're basically telling people how much they should prioritize different things in their life. Hands up here would be who? Hands up here would think kindly to me telling you that you should prioritize something more in your life. Nobody. Yeah, so you got to be very careful of how you lead the conversation and you're actually leading the person. Okay, we appreciate you sharing this. We definitely have experts here that have helped people back into the sport, because what have you done for it so far? So this is what I would do up here. I would take out this one. Yeah, I would ask them why they want to improve their sleep or why they want to go back to sports, because that's where the what's going to be, the emotion. Yeah. And how many physio sessions did you go about? Exactly where you were. would you mind telling me what worked best for you during that bout PT? I wouldn't do this either, because it's like basically saying to me when you're on a first date with somebody, can you just tell me all the great things that your ex-partner did? You know?
Yeah.
It's just,
It's more to kind of give more background info on the injury or like what they've done in terms of, okay, well, as a physio, it might, you know, if they were just doing only manual therapy and not giving exercises, well, now we know kind of like what were they missing in their plan of care the last time. So you can kind of set them on that too, but
yeah, but what you're doing is you're fact finding to see what they haven't done. Yeah, you could say to them, why do you feel with what you did in the past it didn't work? Do you feel with what you did in the past that it is going to get you to where you want to go? You're going to have to make some small adjustments to it. There's the difference. Thank you for sharing this, Mike. By the way, here on the terrace is full hour. There's hand-on treatment. Nobody is ever left alone in the gym to do their exercise, and I can guarantee that. It's just more a statement than an actual question, which I wouldn't necessarily do at the moment. Out of curiosity, how familiar are you with the athletic therapy and what we do here? Are these local leads or what?
yeah, local.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's like a 5-mile radius.
Right. Okay. I was just about to say, fucking hell, if you're in Miami and you're speaking to someone in LA, you're in trouble.
No, not gonna work.
Well, Mike, let me be brief here. Okay, don't do this. Because it's kind of like, oof. Because it's like, hey, let me be serious with you here. You should, like, it just sets the tone wrong, in my opinion. Let me be brief means like cut the shit. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of protection. We have a specialist that deal with chronic shoulder pain like yours. I can assure you that all our treatments are hands-on for the entire session. The first thing we'll do is figure out how you start the pain and identify exactly which muscles are not working properly that you're trying to. Who's that? Why is this coming on? What I would ask them more so than telling them what you do is I would ask them, do they want to actually solve their problem? Because now you're just going into benefits of what you do, rather than asking, do they actually want it? Because you're too early, too fast, too quick into what you do rather than what you help with. Because you never ask, like you never really ask them up here, do they actually want your help? You know what I mean? You just persuade,
Right.
You just presumed. What happens when this happens? Typically, would you say?
What so usually like that's why I'll ask like a litmus test question at the end, like based on what I described, do you think this is the right thing for you or you could benefit from this at the end of that like little brief description? And then that's it, I'll just wait, you know, and usually they'll say, yeah, I think so. Like it sounds different than what I've tried.
Yeah.
So I said, perfect. Anyways,
If there's a way to put a specific custom plan for your shoulder to put you on the right track, would you be open to coming in for that initial assessment? I like this question. This is a good question because it's a closing question. Yeah. Well, look, yes, I'm interested, but it depends how much it is. Okay, now you're getting the objections. Well, look, the way it works, this obviously varies for each patient, but the first evaluation session is 60 minutes. That would cost from the cost of 140 for the first session. All taxes included, and we will provide you with the seat. Does this sound like something you can do? So the first session is 140 bucks.
so this is an older, well, not an older script, but I haven't updated the prices, but it's 175 now for the assessments.
Fuck, shit. Why don't you just give it away?
Give it a what? Sorry?
Why don't you just give it away?
Give it away.
Yeah. Why don't you just give it away to people that are financially qualified? Because if you give away the first assessment, you're going to be completely different than every other market or every other agency or every other physio place. And you don't do it for an hour, you do it for 15 minutes. And in the 15 minutes, you do 4 people, or you can do a group session of 4 people. You give it away. And even if only one person stays and spends, I don't know, 12 weeks, for that 15 minutes, you may have made 10 grand. I don't know.
Okay,
Like,
so do like a free discovery session.
I would, absolutely. I would pack this out. I'm giving you business advice here now. It's probably not what you wanted.
I'm open to it.
Yeah, I will pack this out. I wouldn't charge anything for the first initial reaction. The way you want to get is you want to get enough people. I would actually do this as a group. I would change up all of this and I would just do it in a group capacity, 6 people out of bounds. What's your full price of the program?
So you do it as a group, it's free.
No, like for everything, for all the packages, whatever you're going to set them up into 12 sessions here. What's that in total?
So depends case by case. Usually I'll tell them, usually it averages between 6 and 8 sessions. But 12 would be probably the most. And then there's maintenance sessions, every 4 months, every 6 months.
Yeah, but like what's the package? I should say you gave 10 sessions to somebody.
Yeah, so usually I'll give like a discount. I say like, look, I'll charge, it's always 150 for my time. It's between 45 minutes to an hour. If you want to
give me an idea, like 10 sessions, 150, that's $1,500.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can
So
say like that.
$1,500.
Yeah.
What I would do, me personally, now you're all like, I thought this was a script writing session. It is. I'm going to do this for a second, Mario, right? What I would do, I would take out the investment here. I would pack this out. Firstly, you got to financially qualify that they're even in a position to invest after they do the first initial assessment. I would pack this out. I would do 4 to 6 people every 15 minutes. I would do 3 sessions an hour. Yeah, so you get 6, 6, 6, you get 18 people. If you had 4 people sign up for that hour, you just made 5K. And I would do 2 of those a day. And I would just run traffic all the way to fill up all of these as much as I possibly can. That would bring you to about 30K a week.
So I would have to qualify that they can afford the package during the assessment or on the call?
On the call. No
On the
point
call.
in the assessment because they're already there. Yeah.
So you basically tell them like, look, it's a free discovery.
And then you get some less than, yeah. That's what I would do.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
Oh,
like
it's a good
here,
idea.
I'll show it to you right now. Hands up here. If I offered you a free assessment would come in to fix a shoulder problem that you've had for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years. Hands up here would do that. Hands up here would drop $140 to have an assessment from someone you don't know. 1. See the difference?
Yeah, that's why I offer guarantees on the call sometimes. I'll say if they really didn't like, if you didn't like anything we discussed, or the treatment itself, I won't let you pay for the assessment.
Sure, but this still comes with the idea of them person having to give over the money before they actually get to the assessment. So
Yeah, well, they pay after the assessment, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But they still have to commit and they still got to go and they still got to know that they got to give the money. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah, their time and their money, they still have to give it for sure. Yeah.
I want to say, Mario, like I have a fucked up shoulder. I've had surgery on it for like 10 years. And so like, if I was looking for that, and I've got it kind of solved, but if that happened, I would 100% go to you versus somebody who wanted to charge $150 first. And if you do anything to improve it, like I'm all in, I'm going to sign up. Right. Versus like you're creating that friction. So I totally agree with what Bill's saying for someone who does suffer with shoulder issues.
Because here's the other side of it, Mario. If you've suffered, and this is for all you guys, if you've suffered, like if you've been in sales, the reason why I do so much free training, guys, is because I give it away that you actually want to buy it. That's it. You should all know that. That's the reason I come on here multiple times a week, is I give it away so you actually figure out a way to actually, this shit is legit, I want to buy it. It's the same thing with you, man. That's what I would do. If I actually charge all you guys to be here today, how many of you would be here? No one. Now I'm giving it all away. I got at the peak, I think there was about 35 people here. So I got 35 eyeballs. See the difference? You're not buying, you're like, more people see your shit, the more people want it.
Yeah.
Even if one person bought something off me today, I liquidated everything. So I'm giving you business advice here. You didn't want business advice, but here it is.
No, I'm always open, so I appreciate it. So
That's
how
how I would
do
run
you
it.
question
That's
it
how
on
I
the
would run it.
call then? How do you question it on the call then? Say like, okay, the free discovery session, you get an assessment, then you'll be recommended a plan of care. Then what do you actually tell them? Like usually that plan of care is 10 sessions at $150 each, so it's $1,500. Like you'll tell them that on.
I wouldn't actually go the route that you're going with right now. which is like, how do I financially qualify someone? Is the question that I would ask something like this. Can I ask what do you currently do for a living, Mario?
What do I do for a living?
Just play dumb with me. So what's the typical client that you see? How,
Like if I was a lead?
Yeah,
Well, a lot of them are probably their engineers.
okay.
Uh,
So straight away, engineer in the USA is probably on about 50K a year. At minimum. Okay, so now I know he's financially qualified. Because he can get credit and he has a good job. Can I ask you over the last kind of period of time, Mario, in terms of, you know, all the stuff that you've done, how much money do you think you've kind of, I don't want to say wasted, but invested to try and solve this problem?
Yeah, I've probably done 20 sessions of Cairo already.
Yeah.
So
What was that? about $100
I'm
a
ready to
pop?
invest more money
Would that be about $100 a pop?
Yeah,
Okay,
for
so
a
you
10-minute
probably-
session.
Yeah, so you probably invested about 2K up to this point. So that question is not a
Yeah.
fucking financial qualifier. That question is, are you willing and have you willingly invested in the past? If you've invested in the past, guess what you're going to do moving forward? The two questions right there now have qualified your leads.
Okay.
Anyone
makes
feel
sense.
good about that? Yeah, if that person turns around and says, I'm not actually working at the moment, I'm on benefits. Huh. With all due respect. Yeah, see the difference? Yes, you are using some, I suppose, initiative and saying themselves, okay, this person might not have the money, but the chances are someone out of that 6 is going to be able to be financially qualified. And if I did 2 of those a day, that gives me 12 leads a day. 12 leads a day over 5 days is what? Someone count that out for me, guys. 12 leads a day over 5 days is 60 people. 60 people, yeah. If 10% of that pay for 10 sessions, which is not a bad earn rate, that's 6 people a week that will buy. Let's say they buy $1,000, that's 6,000 a week. 6,000 by 4 is 24K a month. That's at 2 hours a week. That's at an hour a week, an hour a day by 5 days. Or 2 days, sorry. 2 hours a day by 5 days, it gives me 30K. Just from that alone. And then you can get other people to do the assessments. Now what you've done is you packed out 4 people. Each one of those people are doing 4 hours, or each one of those people are doing 2 hours a day. That gives me 8 hours a day. See the difference? See how you can scale the business?
Yeah, for sure. It's just figuring out how to assess them in that 15-minute block or 20-minute block. So I'll figure that part out. The
I'm sure you
logistics side.
could. I'm sure you could. I don't think it needs to be anymore. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go. Frankie Ortega, you got a script, buddy? I'm going to do one more and then I got to go. Joe Welch, sorry, I just saw your comment, Joe Welch. What is that?
No, that's good. I don't have any scripts for you, man.
I put my Google Doc that I'm just
All right,
putting.
let's have a look at Joe then, and then I gotta go.
All right.
Does all that make sense though, guys, in terms of how you would do that?
Yeah.
If you were running a business? Sorry. Some of you are like, I don't run a business, I just make sense. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So, Business Card Bonanza. Is that the name of your company?
No, that is a project that I started where I have a kabillion business cards, and this is the short script that I use when I call them. I say, hey, my name is Joe Welch. We met, and the reason I'm calling you is because I have a business card of yours, and so I thought we would, that's just to get out an appointment so I can hear their,
What do you sell? Obviously, it's solar, I imagine.
What's that?
Is it solar that you sell?
Yes, one of my companies is solar, so that's a separate script. I use the business card bonanza. The reason I put it there is that is just about getting in the door, making appointments to catch up with other people's businesses. And then the solar specifically, which is what I think you want to look at, this is my script. And I'm just putting it into words. I realize I do have a script. I just have never really written it down.
Joe Welch, author, speaker, the Will Fairy. What is all that? Author, speaker, the Will Fairy. Is that your business?
My business is Ask Joe, and I'm a multi-entrepreneur, so I do multiple things. I'm an author. I'm a boss Latina in the anthology. I wrote a chapter in the Boss Latinas anthology book.
Awesome.
I'm a speaker because I cover multiple different areas.
Yeah.
And I also have a solar company, and I'm bringing forward here the solar company to talk about that line of objections and pitch. But the reality is I have pitches and I have things that I would do for different audiences. So you just kind of
What's the
see,
main business? What's the main business? Is it solar?
yeah, that's the one I'm focusing on. I've set myself a 30-day goal of just changing my entire life. I'm going in for bariatric surgery on May 15th.
Nice.
And so I want my life to be absolutely different before I go into that surgery, into that operating room. So this is my focus right now.
Awesome. Good for you.
When I hear my pitch about something else to show that how I think, I'm happy to tell you what those
No,
things
for sure. I respect it. Absolutely. Okay, cool. So let's have a look at this. So solar, is this a cold audience? Obviously. My name
Right
is
now.
Joe.
Right now, yeah, I'm focusing on cold. I think that the lessons, whatever we're talking about, is going to apply for people
Okay.
who I.
My name is Joe Welsh, solar broker, and I'm known as the sunshine specialist because there are too many solar calls coming in, and I'm helping homeowners cut to the chase for free. You're still looking for solar. When you ask this, what happens? What's typically the response?
Usually it's the resistance of having any kind of cold call,
Mhm.
and they will hesitantly say something like a yes, but it's always like a guarded yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at my options. Well, I'm talking to a lot of different companies. I'm not really sure, I'm not sure, right?
I go back to front of where we are. Why do people go solar?
Because they want to save money.
Okay, so that's where you lead from, in my opinion. Nobody wants solar. Let me tell you that. Nobody
Nope.
wants those ugly fucking panels on their house. Hands up here wants ugly panels on their house. Fucking nobody. Hands up here would put ugly panels on their house if they saved them 10K a year on energy. Yeah. There you go. You just lead there. That's where I'm leading. Yeah. Hey, my name is Joe Welsh, and yes, this is a cold call. If you give me 25 seconds of your time, hopefully I won't waste it. Would that be okay? Yes. Okay, cool. Now look, what I do is I do sell solar, but I am open, or I am asking, are you still open to saving money in relation to your energy costs, especially with how much that X is driving up over the last 6-12 months? Now, what are people going to say now? Fuck yeah, of course I want the outcome. See the difference? This will go into the group anyway, Joe. So you'll be able to see it.
I know. And I'm also, just a kind of side note, I work in the deaf community as well. So for people who are having trouble listening to you, or because the microphone or whatever, use the captions, use the transcript, because you can also save that to your computer. So just FYI. And by the way, thank you for having captions. It means I can invite other friends into this. So.
Awesome. It's my accent as well. Believe me, it's my accent as well. That catches people up. See how that's much different than kind of like, trying to get your foot in the door. If you lead with the outcome rather than what you do, that's what people want. Because I don't give a shit what you call yourself. I know it's like endearing and it's funny and it's like cool and it's different, but like I couldn't care less whether you're the upside down specialist.
Right.
You know what I mean? What I care about is what you can give me on the call or what you can take away from me. So I would go with obvious, and I would just say, hey, my name is Joe Welsh. Very obvious. This is a cold call. If you give me 20 seconds of your time, hopefully I won't waste that. I just want to see how, and I would just go straight in. I just want to see how working with me and my company, we would be able to help you save an extra 15% this year alone on your energy bills. And I have 20 seconds of your time just to see if that can actually be a reality for you. Of course you can.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep. Absolutely.
Now you're straight in. Now they've given you 20 cents. Now they've given you 40 seconds. Now they've given you a minute. Yeah. It's harder to come out of it now once they've given it to you. Once you can feel that they're getting a little bit kind of edgy, you just go, can I get another 20 seconds, please? When I ask her like that, what's that person going to do? You've already invested a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. When you ask for 20, you take 4. You ask for 10 seconds, you take a minute. You ask for a minute, you take 6. Because they're never going to say, hey, you only said you wanted 20 seconds. I know I did. I'm so sorry. I'm just done. I just want to make sure that I can actually hear you. And then you're just looking straight into your whatever it is you're selling. For all you people that cold call, I think Mary Sadiq I think you're cold calling now and knocking on doors and shit like that. I think you're in solar too. That's what I would do if I were you too.
No, I don't have a solar company. I have a solar advertising company. So I work with solar companies in order to get them the customers and the clients.
Ah, right. Well, I would do the exact same thing that you did. What I just done.
Yeah, totally. No, I have a good script for cold calling. It's getting me good results.
Has it? Let's see it.
I don't primarily do cold calls right now. I do email marketing, actually, like email outreach primarily now. And then
Okay,
I just
cool.
follow up with the people that I already contacted via email,
Okay.
via cold call. But what I'm having troubles with is not getting the customers because I have a proven system. I have troubles with closing them actually.
Ah, right. Okay. You
Mhm.
have trouble. You don't have trouble getting in front of people. You have trouble closing people out.
Exactly.
All right. Probably should come see me later on then.
Definitely. Yeah, I already implemented your script of like the North Star. That's actually my current script right now, and it's doing pretty well. I mean, yeah, just yesterday I closed one client, but on a free trial, like 14 days free trial. I still
Like sometimes it is. Like when I started off the ejection box, it was 3K a pop.
Mhm.
Yeah, now it's up, but that's what it takes. Look, if I had no network, I had no fucking verification, I had no validation in what I do and how I do it, I would have given it away for free. I would have given it away free for 100 people and I would have had 100 testimonials. I would have had 100 people go through it. I wouldn't have got 100 testimonials, I would have got maybe 62. 62 is your currency. That's what you're getting.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that I'm like struggling with is overcoming that fear objection, because no matter what I do, I give them like money back guarantee, anything, but they still like have fears. So yeah, I'm working on that.
Here's the easy one.
Mhm.
That's probably not what you want to hear, but here's the easy one. Anyway, cool. Well, that's good that you're using the North Star. It's good that you're obviously putting it into practice and it's bearing fruits, which is obviously what it does. Anyone else have any other questions before I go? Who here struggling with something that you can take 5 minutes of my time and I'll help it? All good, right here, right now. Who's got a bad objection that they can't overcome, other than fear, because that takes more than 5 minutes?
Well, in the solar space, but I think this applies to everything when it has to do with spending money. When it feels like it really is going to save them money, more money than what they're spending right now, and they just don't see it. How do we,
Well, let me ask you this. I'm going to save you a lot of money. Do you want to spend money with me?
And I would say, tell me more, right? That I'd want to know how and what and the impact.
Well, the impact is already there, set in stone.
Right, but the difference between you and me and solar is that they're already paying the electricity bill. So they're already paying, right, the same amount. That's
the question is, how do I get them to see the value of what I present, basically?
Right.
Yeah, and that's what you bring to the table. That's what's going to make you from being an okay salesperson and an elite salesperson. It's how do you get to paint the picture that they ultimately cannot see? Or how do you get to paint the picture that they see, but they don't believe and want and have? Difference.
If I may intervene over here, because like I literally like get solar companies clients, I think it's all about the offer, Joe. If you have a solid offer compared to other solar companies, you will get the clients for sure.
Yeah, I'm mystified by that because we have a fantastic proposal, images, education, shows you exactly how much you gain and lose, even subtly with not subtle, but like even with a low looking at inflation over time, and it still shows like the long-term savings. And I'm finding people who I would have thought they would have been 100%, like they totally get it, rent versus own, the whole nine, right? They're real estate people, and they're still like, yeah, seems like I'm just not interested in solar right now.
Yeah, the reason why is because you haven't built enough of a gap. You haven't put the pain on. Here's the other side, right? I'm going to explain it to you right now. By not being fit, healthy, and looking after your weight or looking after your mental capacity, it's going to shave your life by at least 7 years. Leon is going to like, yeah, absolutely. Because this is what it is. Yeah, this is what it does. Hands up here goes to the gym 5 days a week and actually takes care of themselves fucking 6 days a week. With all due respect, I don't at the moment. I really don't. Probably need to do more or prioritize my business rather than my physical state at this moment in time. We all know what we know. We all know that we should be healthier. We all know that we should be actually taking care of ourselves. We all know that we can put down the donut. We all know that, yeah, but we don't. Yeah, the reason why we don't is because we haven't fucking seen it point blank of if we continue to do this, it's going to put us further into pain. But I can guarantee you, if it was going to shave off 25 lives and you're going to die tomorrow, guess what you would do? You put down the donut and you're trying to get back what you don't have. So just because you think it, and logically think that everyone should be jumping through your hoop, Joe, doesn't mean that they are going to do that. The reason they're not going to do that is because you haven't portrayed enough of a lead, want, and desire for them to jump through your hoop. That's it. That's it. Yeah, happy enough. Sorry, probably not what you want to hear. The reality. Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. Go make some money, guys. That's what I want you to do. Go make some fucking money. Yeah. Kenny will tell you what we do inside, but all that kind of stuff. Go and figure your shit out. Keep coming, keep training. What I want to do next week is I'm going to go through some objections because that's clearly what the hell is going on here. You don't have to overcome objections. Objections are the easy part. All right. Anyone, any last thoughts before we end up? Infinito? You know? Mario, I would definitely put that in play over the next 30 days. So you grow your business. Everyone else, see you. Have a good weekend. Ciao. Bye-bye. Au revoir. Bye-bye.